my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the Vibe Tribe family. Today, it's Let's Talk Tuesday. And for today, we are, in the beginning of the video, I am going to clarify what the CPP collab is and what it isn't. I need to do some clarification. And then we are going to talk a little bit about toxic positivity. Wondering what that is? Well, we're going to have to watch the video. But first, let's pay just a little bit of homage to the YouTube community members and the Patreons.
Hey guys, Editing Sherry here. I decided to use normal voice Sherry for this. So while I was filming, I had just suddenly came out with it. I'm doing a Battle of the Waxes Part 2. I did this last year. I do have it in somewhere on a playlist, along with the one that Rachel Ray did after me. But this time I'm going to do a little different. I am challenging all of my creator friends to do a Battle of the Waxes with me. I mean, we had so much fun doing the pen challenge, so I figure why not let's do this instead of me doing it just myself and then challenging you. Let's all do this as a community. You know, the pen challenge was fun, but and I loved it. I loved seeing all the pen collections. Like, I'm not the only one that has a pen problem. But, today's February 9th. So let's give it till March 10th. And let's all do a Battle of the Waxes video where we take all the waxes we have and what I do is I time lapse myself using them and seeing which one lasts longer, which one works best for you, however you would like to do it. And then when you're done, fire the video over to me and I will add it into a playlist. I think it would be fun. I think the subscribers and the people would love to see, especially how we all use wax differently. Some of us are heavy-handed, some of us are light-handed. And I think it would be really interesting to see what different waxes are out there. Like, people might have found waxes that some of us don't even know are there. I have a couple new waxes here that I had ordered from some places on Etsy. So let's make a challenge out of it. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you don't want to, because it's me, that's fine. But yeah, I challenge you guys in the community to do a Battle of the Waxes, and let's have some fun with this. I think it's going to be fun. I hope that you guys will partake in the challenge and go from there. Okay, guys, let's get into the video. Hey, everyone. How's it going? How's your day so far? Hopefully it's a fantabulous one. Sherry here, aka PurpleDoorCrafts. And here we are with Let's Talk Tuesday for the second time. Oh, you guys. I was so frustrated that I had to take an hour break and just Groose for ba. I sat here for a little over an hour diamond painting, and I go and I finish and I'm like, yes, it's good. I was so happy with, the video. And I go and I, put all the clips together in my editing app and I go to watch, and here I am blah, blah. I'm like, no way. No, no, no. So I kind of I'm like, oh no. Because I had done the entire, whip and chat in one take. I go over to my camera. Sure enough, it's set on slow-mo. And see, like with the way it is, like, so I have it like on my camera app. It's like photo, video, slow-mo, blah, blah, blah. And I was changing it, like it was sitting in the tripod like it is right now. And I went to set it on video and I went over one too far and recorded everything in slow motion. And see, when you're doing a whip and chat, you're not looking at your camera, right? You're like, even when I'm filming anything, I'm not looking at it. You think I would have learned by now because I've done this a few times? Nope, squirrel. So here we are, take 2 of doing Let's Talk Tuesday. I am now triple checking camera settings before I hit that little red record button. So today we're going to have a couple things that we're going to discuss. I was going to do a separate video explaining the CPP collab, the Chuck Pinson Party collab. And then I was going to do Let's Talk Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, no, that's just a little dumb. Why would I do 2 separate videos when I can explain the collaboration and then go into today's topic, which actually kind of coincides with the collaboration? So for the first moment here, we're going to talk about the Chuck Pinson Party collab. I obviously need to clarify some things and explain what the collab is. So on last week's Let's Talk Tuesday, there was a comment accusing me of stealing the event idea of 2 other creators for the Chuck-along. 2 creators have put together the Chuck-along, and I got accused of stealing that idea because in my video, last week's video, I had talked about, if you get inspired by another creator and do a similar video, like shout them out. Don't just take the idea and make it out to be your own. Well, I know, I'm not going to sit here and go on and on. So yes, I automatically, got defensive, commented back, and I swore. I used colorful language. I was upset. Instead of just asking, and it wasn't even the creators of the event. Instead of just asking me or, it was snarky and rude. I also reached out to one of the event creators and explained things like this collaboration that Lisa and I put together, that brother Bryan is joining in on, is not a Chuck-along. This is not about Chuck Pinson. This is not where you have to do a Chuck Pinson. You can do any painting you want that inspires you, makes you feel happy, because it's not about the painting that you choose. That is not what this collaboration is. When Lisa, and I will have her video down below, link down below, as well as Bryan's, like their beginning video for the collaboration. Their videos will be linked down below. So you can go and check those ones out when you're done here, or go watch them, come back, whatever suits your fancy. So this collaboration that we are doing is for mental health awareness. Mental health awareness, PTSD, being in addiction recovery, being addicted. We are doing this to help bring awareness for people who may be suffering to not feel alone, to give hope. This is not a pity party. This is not a negative thing. These topics should not even have a stigma. They should not be taboo topics. But they are considered taboo topics. When I had started my channel, I talked about taboo topics and things that I have overcome or things I have gone through, and anyway, we'll get into that. So this collaboration has nothing to do with Chuck Pinson. It's not a Chuck Along. When Lisa chose the name, she wanted to make the name fun. For fun. She loves Chuck Pinson, and she is doing a Chuck Pinson painting. So am I, and so is Bryan. These are paintings that have inspired us when we are in a dark place, when we are not having a good day. And that is why we called it the Chuck Pinson Party, because all three of us are doing Chuck Pinsons. But no, this is not a Chuck Along. We are not trying to take away from the Chuck Along event. No, no, no. What really, I think, bothered me when that comment saying that I had stolen the idea, I was like, what really bothered me was it was my original idea to collaborate with other diamond painters. No, it is not my original idea to collaborate with YouTubers. That's like all over YouTube in every community. But in our diamond painting community, it was my original idea to collaborate with another diamond painter, and do a collaboration. I don't go around to everybody that collaborates and accuse them of stealing my idea. I don't expect people to shout me out because a lot of people do collaborations. Personally, I think some do too many, but that's my opinion. It does get boring after a while if, like say one channel is doing 20 collaborations. It does get monotonous, and I may not necessarily watch every collaboration that they do. That is my opinion, and I'm entitled to have my opinion. But I don't go around accusing people. Going around and accusing people of stealing it. No. Like, why be rude? Why be snarky and nasty? I don't understand. It could have just commented saying, this kind of seems a little similar to the Chuck Along event coming up. Like what, huh? Like saying like these are very well established. Like there was no need to be rude or snarky. And that automatically put me on the defense. And yeah, I commented back, and yeah, I used colorful language, which, by the way, I won't be swearing in my videos anymore. I never meant to offend anyone, and I do apologize for that. So yeah, words may slip out once in a while, but I'm not going to purposely just drop bombs, like, the F-bombs, or no. So that I am reining in. I do vape. No, I won't stop that. And no, that is not me changing who I am, because, I've had people say, don't change who you are. If you swear, you swear. Well, no, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want people to not watch my videos because my language offends them. Yes, I have a potty mouth, but I do know how to control it. So that I will be doing on a go forward. So that is the collaboration. Okay, so today's topic, like today, what we're going to talk about, which does kind of coincide with the collaboration, we're going to talk about toxic positivity. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to talk about it. Toxic positivity, you say. You're wondering, well, what's toxic positivity? Toxic positivity is making somebody, like, let's say when someone passes away and someone says, well, everything happens for a reason. Or, someone loses a job. Think positive. You got to stay positive. Basically, you're downgrading how somebody feels. We have to be able to feel what we're feeling at that moment and know that it's okay. We're not going to be rejected. We're not going to be shunned away for having a tough time, for going through something and talking about it. It should be okay. Like, I'm going to use being a YouTube creator because that is what I am. As a YouTube creator, I had started my channel talking about the taboo topics and not doing it in a pause, not doing it in a feel sorry for me kind of way, but instead sharing, letting others know that if they're going through something similar, they're not alone. And I basically got told that I am bringing the community down. I'm on a pity train feeling sorry for myself. I literally went back and did something I normally don't do. And on the videos where, I literally took down my stillbirth story because I had received a very nasty email, and I'm not going to allow someone to take a time in my life that was very hard and very tough and turn it into something very nasty. So that video went down. But when I would talk about drug addiction or living with mental illness or a chronic pain condition, I went back and I watched these videos. I got kind of skipped through them now, and no, I was not in a negative manner. It was not a feel sorry for me. And if these are topics that bother you, then don't watch them. But toxic positivity. Sometimes people don't know what to say when somebody is going through something. Well, making a comment like everything happens for a reason. Stay positive. It's okay, everything will be no, because that can make it worse. That can actually make what the person is going through feel worse. And these people who are making the comments are not doing it intentionally. I know, when things like that get said, it's not that people are doing it with the intentions of making someone feel worse. But if you don't know what to say that. Right now, I don't know what to say, but just know I'm here for you. That is more welcoming, and that will not make what the person is feeling or going through worse. So everybody and their dog knows that, let me just grab a color here. 33. Oh, and if you're wondering what painting I'm doing, it is inspiration, right here, Sherry. Inspiration of Spring Meadows. I will insert a photo somewhere on the screen of my painting. Lisa is doing Seabreeze Trail. I will put that somewhere on the screen. And then Bryan is doing A Space for Reflection. And then, of course, I will put that somewhere on the screen. So these are 3 paintings that have inspired us in our own ways. You will have to go to their channels to watch their videos. This one inspired me as I love the mountains. I love nature, you know, being spiritual. And I loved the colors. It's a cool tone painting. Pinks, purples, blues. It's mountains. It's got wildlife in it. It's got nature. And it just makes me feel at peace. It makes me feel calm. So that is why I chose this image for this collaboration. If you're new to my channel and you're not sure what I'm talking about or what all played out, you're going to kind of get the gist of it, like during this video here. So in September, I had done a weekend of basically videos. And in the first live, I had told everybody that I did not have MS. I was misdiagnosed. I have a very bad form of fibromyalgia. And I had apologized for misleading, for not telling people sooner. I am not going to make excuses. I have apologized. I have apologized numerous times. I had really felt shame and guilt when I found out about the misdiagnosis is when I should have let everybody know. I had a lot of fear in telling people about the misdiagnosis. And the fear, it was of exactly, here, I'm just gonna clip this here. Hopefully it doesn't squeak and sound like it's rusted. Ouch, I just literally clipped my finger. Oh, that hurt. Owie. Oi, oi. I had a lot of fear. And that was one of the first things that when I found out about the misdiagnosis, and it wasn't just YouTube, it was family. It was my real life. It wasn't just YouTube people, all of you guys that found out that weekend. My family found out that weekend as well. It was fear of rejection. It was fear of being shunned. It was fear of being judged that kept me from telling people when I first found out. And that is exactly what happened. I'm still going through it. I am still dealing with the emotions because I had received, yes, a lot of toxic positivity. I was not allowed to feel what I needed to feel. I'm still not allowed to feel what I need to feel. And it's not that I'm not allowed to, it's I get made felt that I'm wrong for feeling the way I do. And I think a lot of people go through that. And that is why I chose to discuss this as the first installment for the collaboration. Is we need to be able to feel what we feel when we feel it and not feel like it's wrong, not feel like it's bad. We can't all be shooting moonbeams and rainbows out our arses all the time. You know, like the positive vibes only. No, it's bow. It's just bow. It's bow pucky. Bow pucky. See, I'm trying to train myself not to swear. Oh, I need another sippy of water. Nobody is happy all the time. everybody goes through different array of emotions. And yeah, when I watch creators or I see creators who are always happy and everything is wonderful and my life is perfect, and it's fake. It's absolutely fake. And it's like, it makes me wonder, well, what are you hiding? Like, what are you hiding? Or when, like, and they sound scripted, and that is because these topics or mental health awareness or any of this is taboo. Nobody wants to be labeled as the person who is bringing everyone down or the naysayer or the negative Nelly. But why, if people are having a bad day and they talk about it, why does that make them bad? What's bad about it? I don't understand. I don't think I ever did. And that was when things really started going south for me, was when I tried being what other people were telling me I needed to be. Trying to be hippity, hoppity, happity. It's like, no, that's fake. It's wrong. That's something that I have battled my whole life, because that is how I was raised. I was raised that you just bury things, you put them up on a shelf and deal with them later, or don't deal with them at all, and you put a smile on your face and you act like everything's fine. And to me, it's crap. It's crap. Like, I was never allowed to talk about or feel what I was feeling when I was younger. It was, I was not allowed to. And as I got older, that was, a lot of anxiety, depression, because I didn't know how to cope with the emotions. I didn't know how to deal with them because I was never shown. And I think a lot of, like, my drug addiction started at a very young age. I started smoking cigarettes just after I turned 11. I started smoking marijuana when I was 13. And I started on the hard drugs at 14, 15. And though that allowed, the drugs filled that void. They made all the negative go away. And that is where addiction began for me, was because I was never shown. I was never taught how to cope with these kinds of emotions. The drugs made it better. I am a very emotional person. I am a very sensitive person. And I am a good person. I will not let anyone take that away from me. I made a very bad decision, a very poor choice that did hurt a lot of people, and I know that. But I have now been made to suffer for it. I went from being very well liked in the community to being shunned, to people avoiding me. I was having a conversation with Bryan, and the retreat got brought up. And I said, Bryan, as much as I would love to go, I'm not going because nobody wants me there. And that was a really hard statement for me to say. I'm going to feel this. You guys, this is what this collaboration is showing people that it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to talk about what you're going through. And for people to know they're not alone. This is not a feel sorry for me. This is not a pity party. I have overcome a lot in my life, and I am going to share that too. I have a lot to be proud of, and I am a very blessed human being. Very blessed. So if you think that this is a pity party, stop watching. Why are you here? Are you creeping? Are you looking for the next slice of drama pie? Because it's not going to happen. To say that, to make that statement, it kind of reopened a little bit for me. I have been made to be a bad person. I am a bad, bad person because I didn't tell everyone about my misdiagnosis when I first found out. Well, this is the reason I didn't, because look what happened. Exactly what I feared. And I did, people would say, it's okay. Don't let it get to you. They're not worth it. Like the ones that were sending the emails, the ones who were talking a lot of crap. But in turn, it made me feel like what I was feeling was wrong. That I wasn't allowed to feel what I was feeling. Because I lied. So I'm not allowed to feel what I feel. If I made the mistake, so why are you upset? You have no reason to be upset. I don't? Yes, I do, because I know what I did hurt people. And that's the last thing I ever wanted to do. I love my subscribers. I love YouTube. I love this community. And to have 75% of the community basically shun me. People who said they were my friend. And everyone's acting like they have never lied. I am literally watching creators mislead their subscribers. Lying. And it's like, wow. See, even right now, I'm struggling to talk because I don't want people to think I'm doing this to bring people down. I have never really spoke of it. It hasn't been easy to continue. It hasn't been easy to go into lives because you don't feel welcome, and not necessarily by the creator, but maybe certain people that are in the chat, right? Or I'll be there, but I just won't say nothing. I was at Jeremy's live on Saturday. I just didn't say nothing. I was there. I was in the background. I was going to do my usual super chat, but just, I had seen a couple people that were in the chat and I'm like, nope, I am not going to, because that could just cause some issues. And that is a really hard feeling. And I mean, people will come to me and say, oh no, you can talk, you're allowed to be your blah. It's easy to say that. It really is. But it's not you that is shunned. Like, no, I wasn't expecting, when this all came out, I wasn't expecting everyone to give me a big hug and say, oh, you're okay. It's okay. We love. That's not what I wanted either. But I wasn't expecting it to go as far as it did. There's a part of me that wishes I just left YouTube. Just left. The community would just be better if I was gone. And then it's like, no. And now I'm like, no. That idea. I made a mistake, a bad one. But that doesn't make me a bad person. I am not a bad person. I am a very kind, caring, loyal, squirrely, inconsistent, and that's just because I'm fighting a lot of inner battles. And I'm fighting these battles on my own because we're not allowed to talk about what bothers us. We're not allowed to, don't be negative. Like, I don't understand how talking about how you feel is negative. And that is, where the toxic positivity can come in. Like I said, if you don't know what to say when someone is talking about, say, a loved one that passed away, or, something really, something bad they're going through, just say, I don't know what to say right now, but just know I'm here for you. Because you don't want to make someone feel like they're wrong or make them feel bad for feeling the way they do. If we are not able to deal with our emotions, if we're not able to speak without worrying about rejection, judgment, being made felt wrong, that is where weekends like September 11th can happen. That weekend when I did those lives, which are no longer, like, they're not there. They're not there. So don't try going through the list and looking. They're gone. They're not gone. They're on private. They are on private. It wasn't just that I was going through that weekend. There was a massive blowout in my family, in my personal world, a massive blowout that same, what was it? The day after. That live, September 11th live, was the day after there was a massive blowout in my family. It was bad, you guys. I don't talk about my family. I don't talk about my childhood. I don't talk about any of that stuff. As we go through this collaboration, I'm going to talk a bit about my childhood, but I'm not going to talk about, like, my parents. I will not talk about, like, and it's not that I have bad parents, you guys. My parents did the best they could with what they had. I have I'm drawing a blank here. See, this is where the fear of judgment is coming in, but I'm just going to call a spade and say it like it is. The blowout that happened was so bad that my son could not go outside without me with him. I didn't talk to my daughter for almost 3 months. So there was a lot of factors that played into that. Plus, I had already planned on leaving TSA, Treasure Studios Art. Like, that decision was already made before it happened in the second live. That was not how I wanted things to play out, but I'm going to talk more about that in my TSA unboxing on Friday. I already have my week's videos planned out. Go, Sherry. Go, Sherry. Go, go. See? I'm getting, I'm getting there, you guys. I'm getting organized slowly but surely. I got my planner right here and it's roaded. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at me go. I will talk about the teas. A lot of you have asked. A lot of you don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I was one and then I wasn't. So I will talk about that on Friday when I do my very last TSA untubing. It will not be done where I am not going to be dogging on the brand. I am not going to be, no, there won't be any of that. I am going to speak from my perspective, the reason why I had already planned on quitting, but I was waiting until the end of the weekend. But, you know, I was waiting until after I was going to get through the weekend, and then I was going to speak with Rachel privately. So don't be expecting no slices of drama pie happening from that, because that ain't, well, I'm sure people are going to make it a drama, but that's on them. That's on them. You know, you guys have asked over and over, you know, and there we go. There were a lot of factors that played in, and that very first live, there was so much emotion. I had so much emotion bottled up inside me that I exploded. I exploded because we're not allowed to talk about those things. We're negative. You're going to bring people down if you talk about that stuff. You know, and no, not everything needs to be talked about on YouTube. That I agree. I do agree not everything needs to be out there. That's why I have not talked about 90% of the thing, you know, like childhood and the blowout. And I don't know. Not everything needs to be out there. But what I decide to share is what I decide to share. If you don't like it, don't watch. You know, this is my channel. And I will not allow other people, again, to get in my head and basically make me feel bad for the videos that I put out. I have made a promise to myself that I will never allow another human being to make me feel any less worth than what I am. I will not. I will stand up for myself. I will speak my mind with kindness and respect. Unless kindness and respect is not being shown to me, then the gloves come off. That's it. Game on. I will always speak with kindness and respect until I'm basically getting shit on. Ooh, I just said the S word. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. All right, so we're doing 5. I will always speak with kindness and respect, but this is my channel. And I am going to go back to what I originally was doing, and I am going to share and talk about those topics. Like, yes, I will talk about living in chronic pain. Yes, I am going to talk about having borderline personality disorder, and, you know, I have an anxiety disorder. You know, like I'm kind of borderline agoraphobic, I think. I don't leave my house ever. The only time I leave my house is if I have to go to the doctor or go get my prescriptions. And when I do that, that's when I do my grocery shopping, get the worms I need for the lizards, and that's it. I don't leave my house in between them. You know, like when the pandemic started and we were all on quarantine, lockdown, I was used to it. Like, this is basically the life that I've lived since leaving my job in 2017, you know, and no, I'm not agoraphobic, you guys. Like, I don't have a panic attack if I leave the house, but my anxiety goes up. It goes up because I don't like being around people. I don't like people getting close to me. I don't like, well, if I get into a crowd, I'm done. I'm done, you guys. Absolutely finished. I could actually have a panic attack where I feel like the walls are closing in around me. I feel like I can't breathe. Yeah, so sometimes I think that's why I don't go out, just to avoid those situations. Now, I can, like, let's say, go to West Edmonton Mall, but I have to be there when it first opens at 9, and usually by noon, 1 o'clock, I'm out of there, because that's when it's really starting to get busy. I haven't been there since the pandemic started, though. That would just be crazy and lunacy and stupidity, in my opinion. Just saying. Whew, I need a sippy. I have been doing a lot of reading, like learning, like reading different, like psychology, human behavior stuff since everything went down in September. And that's when I learned about toxic positivity. I don't even realize if people know by saying things like that when somebody is, I've done it. I'm guilty of doing it, you guys, you know, and I didn't even realize that that's what it is. You know, like, we've got to allow people to feel what they're feeling when they're feeling it. And that it's okay to not be okay. You just can't sit on that train forever. You know, you eventually have got to, you know, figure out a way to get off that and get things better, whether it's by going to a doctor, whether it's going to therapy. Yes, I am in therapy. It's like Skyping, but it's still therapy. You know, I'm back on YouTube. Like, I took the 5-week hiatus. I needed some time, and I'm back. I am getting myself together. I'm not sitting there laying in bed feeling sorry for myself. You know, everybody hates me, I'm going to go eat some worms. No, I'm not doing that. I just had to process things, you know. I'm still feeling the things, some of the things that I am. For me to sit here and say I'm absolutely fine would be a lie. I'm not. I'm not okay. You know, I've lost friends. You know, people that I thought, like, they had said that they were still supporting me and still there, and gone. But that's okay. That is on them. I am not going to chase people down. You know, I actually, even before September, people had started backing away from me. You know, and I think it was more follow the leader, and a couple of them really hurt. You know, no explanation. Just unfollow, unsubscribe, and it just kind of blows your mind, you know, like, kind of like when you go from 1 minute you're inspiring by telling your addiction story to suddenly I no longer exist. And that was before everything played out in September. And there's been moments where I've wanted to reach out, but it's like, no, that's just going to make it worse. You know? I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know that. I know that there are creators that absolutely despise me. And I'm okay with that, because there are just a few that I absolutely can't stand, you know? But no, I'm not going to sit there and make a drama. No, I'm not going to sit there and I'll just avoid. I made a promise to you guys that I will never, ever bring you any sort of bull pucky again. I won't do that. Like, I'm not saying like I will never call out another creator on my channel. I will never talk bull pucky about anyone on my channel. 2021 is about, for me, is about finding balance, peace, and harmony. I'm not there yet. I've got a long road, but that's okay. I'm just doing it on YouTube. I'm taking you guys with me. I'm sharing the journey. Like, there were moments back in December where, yeah, I had done videos and I was acting like I was okay when I wasn't, because of fear of more judgment, of fear of rejection. And that's why I had to take the 5 weeks off. I had to take the time to get through the worst of it. I did a lot of journaling, the therapy, and learning how to deal with my emotions in a manner where it doesn't just explode. Or I'm looking for outside sources to make it better, like addiction, like addiction, you guys. This video isn't really about addiction. It's more about knowing that it's okay, toxic positivity, or it's okay to not be okay, and toxic positivity. But addiction is a form of escaping. When something makes you feel good and it takes away that negative stuff that you're feeling, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, shopping, anything that you do in excess, or to the point that it is starting to overrun your life. Like, instead of paying the power bill, you go get cocaine, or you go to the casino. That means you got a problem. There are many forms, forms of addiction. Yeah, forms. Sorry, you guys. I'm like making sure, do I have the wording right? Am I wording this right? I just need to just not worry about wording. Just say it. See, I still have the words in my head that have been said to me, and I'm still processing that, still working through that. I don't think people realize how much words can affect people, how much words can hurt. I don't think people realize that. I still have words in my head from my ex-husband. I still have words in my head from my childhood. That's how long words can stick with people, and how much they can have an effect on you, how much of a toll they can have. And like, people will say, well, I just say it like it is, and if you don't like it, that's your problem, not mine. Okay, now you're right. That is my problem. But don't be rude. And I mean, there's people in my world, like, not everything is YouTube. Not all of it comes from YouTube. Like, I've got 40 years of my life before I became a creator. Okay, we're looking for letter E. E, where? Oh, 21. 21, where are you? There you are. I'm actually, so squirrel, we're squirreling here. So the system I'm using is Craft Meats. So it came in this here. It came in this little binder type thing right there. And what I do is, instead of having to open and close, I'll see if I can get it to show. So basically, oh, there you go. So you can see I have them all lined up, and it's just so much. I think my tripod gooseneck thing here needs a little WD-40 because it's a little crooked. It's a little crooked. So I find it's just easier to line them up on my drafting table than to keep them in the little binder thing and constantly pulling them in, out, in, out, in, out. I will link the Craft Mates down in the description box. I am using a pen from BFF. I am using a tray from Archer's Arts. I hadn't used an Archer's Arts tray since I got my Bella Day Art Nicole trays. But with the Craft Mates, I need a tray that has a spout. It's easier to put the diamonds back in, so I just grabbed a Archer's Arts tray. But yeah, I will link Archer's Arts. I'm gonna link Bella Day Art Nicole down there, BFF, and Craft Mates. All the stuff that I am using, I will link down in the description. And of course, Not Your Mama's Mud wax. You guys are going to see another Battle of the Waxes part 2 coming up. I did Battle of the Waxes last year. That's another thing that picked my butt. I got a message, not a comment, a message. Someone had watched my Battle of the Waxes video and then sent me a message saying that I stole the idea from Rachel Ray, and I didn't even have the decency to shout her out. My first response was, "Excuse me?" And then I messaged them back saying, and I was, this actually just happened recently. They must have been watching older videos. I messaged them back and I said, so I want you to do me a favor. Go look at the day that my video uploaded, and then go and look at the day that Rachel's video uploaded, and watch the first 5 minutes of her video. They're like, what? I said, well, if you're going to send a message as nastily as you did, just go and make sure you have your facts straight before you get mad at someone like that. It was about an hour later, they messaged me back and sincerely apologized to me. They realized that my video went up first, and that was when I challenged the community. And that in the first 5 minutes of Rachel's video, she had said that she was doing the challenge that I gave. Speaking of which, I am challenging the diamond painting community to do a Battle of the Waxes with me. So today is February 9th. Let's say by March 10th, I am challenging the diamond painting community to do a Battle of the Waxes with me. And I'm actually going to edit in a clip at the beginning of the video, just because people might not watch it all the way to the end. So I challenge you guys to test out all the waxes that you have and find out which one lasts longer and which one you like, which one works for you the best. I am challenging the community to do this with me. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you don't want to because it's me, that's fine. I really don't care. I care, but I don't care. you know, don't do it, but I am challenging the diamond painting community to do a battle of the waxes. I already have a playlist, so once you do your battle of the waxes video, please send it to me and I will link it into the playlist so that way people can find it. I think it'll be fun to watch everybody test out the different waxes. So back to this, I'm going to end this pretty quick here. Basically, in this video, what I wanted to get across was it is okay to feel what you're feeling. If you're feeling bad, if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're depressed, it's okay. Don't undermine what you're feeling and don't allow anyone else to undermine what you're feeling. If you need someone to talk to, reach out. I have a new email address down below, which is for PurpleDoorCrafts and anything to do with PurpleDoorCrafts. So if you need someone to talk to because you're depressed, I'm not going to undermine you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to tell you what I think you should do. I'll just listen. I'll just listen. That's it. That's it. That's all. Because sometimes that's what we need. We don't need advice. We don't need to be undermined. We don't need to be told positive vibes only, or you got to think more positive. Sometimes we just need to feel what we're feeling. You just can't sit there and stay there, because that's when things can go really bad. Okay, you guys, I am going to end this week's Let's Talk Tuesday there. I hope you all have a fantabulous week. Tomorrow, you are going to get to see a Diamond Art Club unboxing, and tomorrow night, I go live with special guests. Lisa and Bryan will be live with me for the CPP collab. Okay, you guys, on that note, I am going to bid thee all farewell. Stay positive, live blessed. Unless you're feeling crappy, it's okay, feel crappy. Until the next time, many, many blessings. Namaste. Bye, guys.